if you have the balls, we're going to use them a little bit in the beginning. If not, I'll give you an option to not use them. So if they're within reach, if you want to grab them, feel free to do that. And then we're going to start on our backs. So once you have your props, you may want to strap too if you have it, but if it's not super accessible, then you don't necessarily need it. So once you have everything, just find your way onto your back. Once you land on your back, close your eyes. Just notice the quality of the breath as you start to settle in. Starting to connect to the natural ebb and flow of your own breath cycle here. Just notice how that connection to the natural cycle of your breath translates out into the rest of your body. And starting to feel a sense of ease and lightness. A sense of softening around the edges that maybe feel tight sometimes. And take an inhale through the nose. And soft exhale out the mouth, let it go. Raise your arms up by your ears, give yourself a nice big stretch. And hug the knees towards the chest. Just take a little bit of movement here, maybe a circle of the knees or a gentle rock side to side. Then keep the right knee hugged in, extend the left leg onto the mat. Just continuing at that sense of ease, so not pulling really hard on that leg, just letting it go where it naturally goes. And then if you don't have a strap, you can stay there. If you have a strap, placing the strap just below the toes, right at the top of the ball of the foot of the right foot, and extend the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. So that strap might be a little closer to the toes than usual. Notice how that starts to pull the toes back towards the shin. You get that dorsiflexion in the ankle, and maybe you feel this more in your calf than in your hamstrings. If you have the strap, you can just take the strap to the side, hug the right knee back in towards the chest. Take the right arm to a T and drop that leg over to the left for a twist. And come back to center. Just put both knees in towards the chest. Maybe circle the ankles around a little bit. And then keep the left knee hugged in. Extend the right leg onto the mat. Again, cultivating that sense of ease, maybe that originates with the soft breath. If you have the strap, reaching for the strap, taking it right beneath the toes at the top of the ball of the left foot as you extend that leg up. Again, with the strap in that position, feeling the toes pull back towards the shin. Again, maybe feeling a little more sensation in the calf instead of the back of the thigh. If you have the strap, take it to the side, hug the left knee towards the chest, take the left arm out to a T, and drop that leg over to the right for a twist. And make your way back to center. Hug both knees towards the chest. And then find your way up to tabletop so you can rock straight up or roll yourself to the side. Once you're in tabletop, you have a little bit of time just to do whatever you like, some cat-cow or some movement of the hips. Take one more cycle of breath after that exhale. We'll just meet in neutral in tabletop. And then extend your right leg back. Keep the ball of the right foot down on the mat and just press the right heel gently back. On your next inhale, lift that leg up so it's parallel to the mat. And on the exhale, just tap the ball of the right foot back down to the mat. So inhale, lift that leg up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. This time holding it there. Maybe the left arm goes up by the ear. You have 2 breaths wherever you are. And then lower everything to tabletop. Wiggle the hips side to side. And back to tabletop. Extend the left leg back. Ball of the foot on the mat. Press the heel gently back. And then inhale, lift that leg parallel to the mat. Exhale, tap the foot back down. Nice slow movement here. Inhale, lift, slow and controlled. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift, holding it there. Maybe right arm goes by the ear. And then lower everything to tabletop. Wiggle your hips side to side. And sit back into child's pose. And make your way up through table, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Come into your first down dog. Take any movement that feels good, but as you come into this down dog, just bring awareness to the feet and the calves, just noticing how they feel. And then drop your knees down to the mat. Untuck the toes so you're on the tops of the feet. Take a little tap of the tops of the feet. And then tuck the toes back under. You have choices here. You can stay in tabletop with the toes tucked. You can take the hips to the heels for child's pose with the toes tucked. Or maybe you walk the hands towards the knees and come up to sitting on the heels, so shoulders are over hips. You decide what feels best for your feet this morning. And then make your way back to tabletop. Untuck the toes, tap the tops of the feet again. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips, come back to down dog. Just notice how the feet feel, the calves feel. And then make your way forward into plank. Drop your knees down to the mat, lower all the way down to your belly. Just lift your head and your shoulders for an easy cobra. And then lower back down, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. And then drop your knees down to the mat, come to seated. Reach for one of your balls if you have a ball. So we're gonna start on the right leg. I'm not gonna look like I'm mirroring you, but let's start with the right calf. If you don't have the ball, you're just gonna take your hands, use your thumbs to massage your calf. You could even come and bring the knee out wide. If you have a ball, some of you guys have done this with me before, you're gonna find the knee crease at the back of the knee. So you can put the ball there just to get a reference point, and then take the ball just about 2 inches towards the ankle. So you start to find the meatier part of your calf. Once you find that meaty part of the calf, you're gonna bend the knee and squeeze the ball between the calf and the back of the thigh. So you can determine your own pressure here. You can pull the heel closer to the sit bone, so you're squeezing that ball a little harder. You can also take your knee forward towards your toes. That's probably gonna be the most intense position. So as with any of this, you have control over how intense or not this is, and you don't have to have extreme sensation for this to be beneficial. So maybe you find medium pressure. Take an inhale and exhale, see if you can relax. One more inhale and exhale. We'll do one more spot on this calf. So you'll just take that ball, roll it down towards the ankle an inch or two. So you're probably in the middle part of your calf there, between ankle and back of knee. Same thing, squeeze that ball. Heel can come towards the sit bone, knees towards the toes. Take an inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. And then we'll just change sides. So you can take the ball out, maybe take the legs in front of you, take a little shake really quickly. And then we'll come to the other side. So again, finding that crease at the back of the knee, rolling that ball maybe 2 inches below so you find the meaty part of the calf, and then pull that heel into the sit bone. Lean the knee forward. I can tell you guys are becoming experts. You're figuring this out where it feels best. Take an inhale, and then exhale. One more inhale, and exhale. We'll move that ball down just a couple inches to the center of the calf where it's pretty meaty, and then squeeze that ball in again between the calf and the back of the thigh. I see Skippy, the dog, has joined us. I see his little tail wagging. He likes myofascial release, so he just threw a prop at, not at him, for him. The prop is now a dog toy. Take an inhale and exhale. Last breath here, inhale and exhale. And then you can take your strap, your ball off to the side. Let's come into a child's pose, just so we can meet there. Just noticing how this child's pose feels. Not only did we kind of get the calf there, we got a little bit of the hamstring, so maybe you can feel a little bit of softness in child's pose. And then make your way back up through table into downward facing dog. You can move around again, noticing feet, calves, hamstrings, the whole entire back of the leg. And then walk your feet forward to your hands. Come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Notice the backs of the legs as you do so. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, right foot back for a lunge. On your inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, hold that leg straight. Take an exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, rebend your left knee and step back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale there. And an exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, foot between the hands. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward, press your left heel back. Exhale, bring your left foot forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left foot back for a lunge. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hold it there. Take one more inhale. Exhale, rebend that knee and step to downward facing dog. Take an inhale and down dog. And an exhale. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, foot between the hands. Inhale, lengthen the chest as you press your right heel back. Exhale, bring your back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And then reach your arms by your ears. Just bend the left elbow, and I'm sorry, your right elbow. Take your left hand to your right elbow. And then just change sides. And then release the arms down by the sides. Take a couple shoulder rolls up and back. And then forward. And let the shoulders be soft. Reach the fingertips down, coming into mountain pose. On your inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, take your right foot back for a lunge. On your inhale, straighten your front leg. Exhale, just hold it there. You can stay there, or on your inhale, lift your left toes, maybe the ball of the foot. And exhale, lower the foot back down. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift left toes or ball of the foot. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, rebend your left knee. Exhale, step yourself back to plank this time. Take an inhale in plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale for cobra, lift head and shoulders. Exhale, lower everything down. Press through tabletop to downward facing dog. You have several breaths here. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down. Inhale, take the arms by the ears, touch the palms overhead. Exhale, hands frame the foot, back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, fold back forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, left foot back for a lunge. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, hold it there. Remember, you can stay there or inhale with the right toes, maybe the ball of the foot. And exhale, lower down. Inhale with the right toes, ball of foot. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, rebend your front leg. Exhale, step back to plank. Take an inhale there in plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale for cobra, lift up. Exhale, lower down, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. Just holding there. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot between the hands, drop the back knee down. Inhale, arms by the ears, touch the palms. Exhale, hands frame the foot, back foot forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, hands down to the heart. And then take the palms to the low back, spin the fingertips down. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Maybe you just stay right there. Maybe you lift the center of the chest, elongate the spine, take a really easy back bend. Maybe gaze goes up. And then come back upright. Release the arms down so you're in mountain pose. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, just come straight to downward facing dog. Take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, warrior two this time. I'm just grounding here through both feet. Maybe bring the awareness to the calf on your left side. And then cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot so you're in a lunge on the ball of your back foot, and twist the torso to the right, reach the right arm up. You can stay right there, or you can keep spinning to the right. Come onto the pinky toe edges of both feet so the toes spin to the right long edge of your mat. Lower the hips towards the mat and reach the right fingertips to the back of the mat. Wherever you are, come back to the lunge, plant your right hand to the mat. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Lower that right leg down, your back and down dog. And then just spin your heels towards the right long edge of the mat. Take a breath there. And then spin your heels back to neutral so you're back in your regular down dog. Take your left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot so you're on the ball of your right foot. Twist your torso to the left, reach your left arm up for a twist. You can stay there or keep spinning to the left, spin onto the pinky toe edges of the feet so the toes spin to the long left edge of your mat. Lower the hips down and reach the left fingertips back. Wherever you are, come back to a lunge. Bring your left hand back to the mat. Plant the hands as you press the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Lower that left foot back down, your back and down dog. And then spin the heels to the long left edge of your mat. Spin the heels back to neutral, your back and down dog. Come forward into plank. Drop your knees to the mat, come all the way down to the belly, and then take your elbows and your fingertips out wide, so you're doming your hands. Press into the fingertips, lift the head and the shoulders. So if you feel a little scrunched here, you can take your hands wider away from the body. That might give you a little more space and support. And then lower everything down, bring the hands by the sides of the rib cage, press through tabletop to downward facing dog. Take your right leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, warrior two again. This time, straighten your right leg. Start to reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. Just spin your chest towards the mat so you can bring your hands to the mat. Bend your right knee so you're back in a lunge. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. And then just bend the knee, open the hip. Pause there, take a breath. And then straighten the legs, square off the hip. Bring the right foot between the hands so you're on the same foot again. And then straighten your right leg for your modified pyramid. You can stay right here. If you want, reach the right arm up by the ear so the fingertips are reaching towards the front of the mat. And then reach your right hand between your front leg and arm. So your right hand reaches for the outside of your left thigh. I know it's a little funky. It's good to do different things every once in a while. Bring your right hand back to frame your foot, re-bend your right leg. Your way back to down dog. You could take a vinyasa or just step yourself back. Maybe noticing how the right and left sides of the body feel, particularly the backs of the legs. And then take the left leg up and back. Bring the foot between the hands, spin the back heel down, warrior two. Straighten the left leg, start to reach forward, hinge into triangle pose. Spin your chest down to the mat so you can frame your foot with your hands for a lunge. Three-legged dog, left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Straighten the legs, square off the hip. Bring the foot between the hands, run a lunge on your left side again. And then straighten the left leg for modified pyramid. Again, you can stay here because that might be enough. If you want, the left arm reaches by the ear and then between the front leg and arm, so your left hand reaches for the outside of your right thigh. I know, what is happening? Making you guys think this morning. Good, bring your left hand back to the mat, re-bend your front leg, your way back to down dog, however you'd like to get there. And then drop your knees, come into child's pose, take a break. Just bringing awareness to the entire backside of the body. So not only the calves and hamstrings, but all the way up through the low back, mid back, upper back, neck. Feeling that softness, lightness, ease. Make your way back through table into down dog. Just so you can walk hands and feet towards each other, coming to a forward fold at the center of your mat. On your inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way to standing, ground through the feet as you reach up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Slowly shift your weight into your left foot. Hug your right thigh in towards your chest. Maybe hands go behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Maybe right peace sign fingers connect to right big toe and left hand comes to hip as you extend your right leg forward. And then wherever you are, hug the right knee towards the chest, reach the arms up by the ears. And then slowly lower everything down. Give yourself a little shake. Don't worry about what you look like. And then come back to mountain pose. Put weight into your right foot. Hug your left knee in. Hands behind the thigh, around the shin. Maybe you hook the big toe and extend the leg. Maybe you're like me and you're all over the place this morning. We all have those days. And then hug the knee back in if the leg is straight. Reach the arms up and lower everything down. Give yourself another little shake out. Back to mountain pose, right where you are. On your inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, come into plank. Take an inhale there. Maybe you drop your knees if you want. And exhale, come all the way down. Slide your forearms forward for Sphinx pose. And just press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Gently press the pubic bone down into the mat so you feel that slight lift of the low belly. And then find that gaze where your neck feels neutral. So maybe about a foot in front of your fingertips. Lower head and shoulders to the mat. Draw the hands back by the sides of the rib cage. Press through tabletop into downward facing dog. This is your last down dog. If you want to move through one vinyasa, you have time. And then drop your knees for tabletop. Just take some cat-cow at your own pace. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, curl and round. After your next exhale, come back to neutral in tabletop. Walk your hands back towards your knees so you're sitting on your heels. If this isn't comfortable, you can come to a cross-leg position. We're going to meet there in a moment anyway. If you're on your heels, just put your hands back behind you far enough so you can plant your palms. I like my fingertips towards me, but you can spin them away if that feels better. And then if it feels okay, you can press into the palms, lift the hips off the heels. It's not going to be a very big lift. Again, see if you can find a neutral neck, so instead of letting the head drop back with no support, maybe you just take the gaze forward if that feels better. And then lower the hips, they're already lifted, and then make your way back to seated. So finding a comfortable cross-leg position once you're seated. And then take your fingertips in front of you. Maybe you just stay upright, or maybe you gently walk the hands forward and drop the forearms down for a soft fold. Again, finding this sense of ease and lightness with your breath as you hold here. Seeing if you can let your body feel buoyant with the breath, instead of heavy and forced into the shape. Walk the hands back, lift the chest, just change the cross of the legs so the opposite shin comes in front, and then walk your hands forward again. Feeling that rhythm of the breath. Gently move the spine here. And then walk the hands back, lift the chest. Just extend the legs out in front of you. Take the hands behind you. You can wiggle the toes side to side or shake out the legs, whatever feels best for you. Well, I think that wiggle feels nice this morning. And then make your way up to the front of the mat. We're coming onto the back. If you have a block, make sure you have one within reach. Once you have that, make your way onto your back and just hug your knees in towards your chest. Just take a couple breaths right there, nice and easy. And keep the knees bent, drop the feet to the mat, arms by the sides, press into the feet and roll up into bridge. And just hold at the top. Lower the hips back down to the mat. Take a breath there. One more bridge pose. Press into the feet, lift the hips, hold at the top. And then lower the hips back down. Take one more breath there. And then if you have a block, reach for the block and come into supported bridge. Press into the feet, lift the hips, take that block underneath you. If you don't have a block, just keep your hips on the mat so there's no effort here. And then making sure you feel really supported. Maybe you just lift the feet to make sure the pelvis is supported by the block. Gently hug the knees towards the chest. Keep your right knee hugged in and extend your left leg out so the back of the left heel rests on the mat. See if you can let that left thigh be heavy and drop towards the mat. Just letting the muscles in the front of the hip soften. And then carefully rebend your left knee, hug it back in, and then extend your right leg out so the back of the right heel rests down. Let the right thigh just drop with the weight of gravity. Slowly hug your right knee back in towards your chest. Keep the knees bent and just lower the feet back down to the mat so you're back in supported bridge. Press into the feet, lift the hips, remove the block and just lower the hips down. You can stay with bridge in your legs, or maybe you walk your feet wider than your hips and let your knees fall in towards each other. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. You can stay right there. If it's accessible for you, you're going to take your forearms behind your knees. So you're squeezing your forearms with your legs, kind of like you did with the ball in the beginning of class. So you can do a little massage of the forearms here. Maybe you start to straighten one leg and then re-bend it and kind of alternate. You can move the legs up towards the elbows or down towards the center of the forearm, between the wrists and the elbow. Just taking a couple more rounds of that little forearm massage. And then just release the arms, take them to a T, and drop your legs over to the right for a twist. And then draw the legs through center, take them to the other side. And then come up to center, hug the knees and maybe take a happy baby. Just noticing how that happy baby feels up the backs of the legs. And hug your knees towards your chest. Give yourself one final little hug. And then make your way into your Shavasana, wherever you'd like to spend these final moments. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your ankles and wrists. Reach your arms by your ears, big stretch. Roll off to your favorite side, pause there, eyes closed. When you can find peace within yourself, you become the kind of person who can live at peace with others. So beautiful and so necessary right now. Press into your top hand, make your way up to a comfortable seat, eyes closed, hands at the heart. Just take one more moment here to bring your focus to your breath. Feel that lightness and energy that your breath gives you. And take that beautiful feeling of that connection to your breath with you in the rest of your day. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.